The Immaterial Games podcast with these guys.
That's going to be the first sound.
Sounds like a wet one.
Yeah. Yeah, just a wet fart. I can't
Sounds
help
like
it.
rubbing balloons together.
There's a bit
It sounds
that
like
comes
something. It sounds like a cartoon character is like hit a window and they're like sliding down it now.
Yeah. Oh, classic. No, it's just like with the Fire Emblem video that just Duncan sees a critical hit and he responds with.
Sounds
And
like Formula 1 to me.
Apparently, Duncan fart noises just make people laugh.
To me, that noise will sound like Formula 1.
That was Formula E that you watched on Saturday.
Formula E, it's all the same thing. Less entertaining now.
It's actually more entertaining. There's a lot more crashes that happen in that.
Well,
And it's a lot more crashes where the drivers are safe.
There's a lot more crashes where the drivers go, my car's falling to pieces, I let it fall on the track.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was just like wondering whether someone would try and take the inside line there and just...
Put this, fuck you! Ah!
yeah. But,
From
it's
farts
nice.
to
I'd like
Formula
see-
1.
Formula E.
He's the electric one. Formula 1 will go round and go...
Formula E is where you wear... I can't even do it now.
You just hear...
As they try turning, moving. To be honest, you just hear squeaks.
Yeah, because it's
There's
an electric
got a load of
engine.
mice running around in it.
Now, you see, that would be animal cruelty.
That's only if you see the animals.
Formula Squeak. It's the FIA's first mouse-powered racing league. So, yeah. So, speaking
Just
of...
imagine how many they must have, though, to be able to move the car that speed.
hundreds of them.
Thousands.
Yeah. It
Oh, with a
contains
block of
0.1...
cheese in front of them that's on a string.
Formula Cheese.
I was watching Mousetrap earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing now.
Mousetrap. What a fun film.
It's
Really shows its age, though. I mean, Lee Evans and Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane doesn't look like he's aged that much. Lee Evans looks like he's got a lot older.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you're the guy who voiced Timon, then it's just as it is.
Mm.
I've aged. I've probably aged over 2 years.
Like
You've
right
got
now?
less ginger.
Yeah, I'm actually aging right now. It's just,
Ryan's gonna be 57 by the time this podcast ends.
Yeah. So
So about 2 or 3 years older than you currently are.
Yeah. So in that case, let's
Just 2 or
continue
3
to
years
age.
older than he currently is. Wow, Ryan, you're fucked.
Yeah. So this is the Immaterial Gamers podcast. Hello.
And Ryan's an old man.
Speaking of getting
Yeah.
older,
Yeah. Yeah, the podcast. It does get older. I'm Ryan, and I am... what am I today? Yes, because of the cold that I've got, we are cough sweets. So I am Jakeman's cherry menthol sweets, because I'm eating one right now during the podcast. And joining us this week is Stefan, who is Hall's Extra Strong.
fuck.
Why do I have to be this part of all this horrible shit that you wear? I don't take halls. They taste like shit.
Yeah, but they're strong and just get in your face. So Steph, that's you. For this episode.
And I'm Duncan. I'm Ricola.
I was actually going to say that Duncan is blackcurrant soothers.
I don't know what that is.
It's a cough sweet that also helps with the throat. I mean, at that point, you could also be strepsils.
Can you not be... Isn't he like a fox version? Fox something.
He's a fox mint glacial.
Are you saying I'm foxy?
No, you're just ginger like a fox.
It's just bad news. Right, video games.
What? He is the right ginger there. So you've gone into a nice like brownie ginger, while Duncan's a nice bright fox ginger.
Yeah, I'm nice and red.
Duncan's not got to the age yet where his hair changes colour.
I'm red. I'm a red boy.
He's also got full hair. He's not balding.
I'm not likely to change colors soon. My hair color is really strong in my family, actually. I've got great hair genes. My dad's still got a full head of hair. My mom's like...
Yeah, actually.
My mom's like 53, and she's still got all of her natural hair color. Dad's like 60.
Wow.
Yeah, it is, and here's me. My hair's probably
Going
going to be
bald over
gone
there.
by the time I'm 40. I was
I
going to
was
say
gonna
by
say,
the
it's like
time
by
I'm
the time
So
you're
30.
during
30,
this
it's just like,
podcast, his head
uh-oh.
is gonna fall out.
Yeah.
We've already
Yeah, but you
discussed
see, I
that you're
don't
gonna be
know. I
like
don't know if that's
57.
I don't know if that's the male pattern baldness or if that's the stress. I'm not sure which.
What stress?
Male pattern stressness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
Post-traumatic
stress
hair
from
loss
dealing
disorder.
with us, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
The stress from dealing with us. Look what
Right.
we've done to him, Duncan.
Ryan is constantly worried because everyone keeps telling him that he looks worried.
He's balding
Yeah.
because people keep telling him he's balding.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's just like, oh, Ryan, you're losing the top of your hair again. Am I? Just grab a chunk.
Just like 2 or 3 hairs just fall out. He's
like
like,
a
stop
Homer thing.
drawing attention to it.
Yeah, if
like
you
a
can't
Homer.
see
Wow, I
it, it's
didn't-
not going bald.
Wow, I didn't. Wow, I can't believe you're going bald right now. It's just like
Every
More
time
hair
someone
falls out. It's
points
like,
it
stop
out
it.
to him, he just rips out more going, no!
Great. So what? You're saying I'm basically Turk out of Scrubs. We've not
Yeah,
got the
basically.
tickets, and that's the reason why he's bald is because he pulled his afro out of the fact that he didn't get to see Michael Jordan.
No, I'm going more with Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson.
He pulled his hair out every time he found out he was having a kid.
Well, poor fucker. I don't even have that excuse.
Nope, you just have to be dealing with us and with us constantly reminding you you're going bald, so you keep pulling it out.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, so that I don't lose all my hair during this podcast, I want it to be a
Alright.
bit more gradual. Let's
let's sidestep Ryan's midlife crisis and
Yeah.
just get on
And,
with the topics
what's
of the
been
day, shall we?
played? Yeah. So
He needs to start dating someone half his age and buy a Lamborghini.
So we do have a news discussion, a question discussion. But before I get that Lamborghini through stress, what's been played?
What's being played?
Steph,
Yes.
what's been played?
He literally just asked. Like,
I wasn't paying attention. I've not played anything new. I've gone back to Dragon Age Origins.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm literally waiting for the new Dragon Age. I want to
You're
have
waiting?
it all fresh in my mind.
You're waiting
For
a while,
when-
aren't you?
Yes. That's why I'm taking my sweet time.
didn't the Dragon Age crew like almost kill themselves?
No, half of them quit.
That was the Anthem
Close enough.
crew. Due to good old Bioware magic, as it's known.
Anthem died, Dragon Age left.
Anthem's
speaking-
apparently being rebuilt from the ground up. I don't know when, don't know how.
Yeah, speaking
Alexa
of
doesn't
midlife,
even know that.
midlife crises
Yeah,
and stress and going bald and all those other things.
yeah, that is basically any developer at Bioware. That's including the females. At least they've got equal opportunities going. You have equal opportunities to go bald, get stressed, and regret that career you've been dreaming for.
In the whole 3 of Dragon Age, there's only 3 characters that have made it through all 3.
Go for it.
I'm one of them.
Lysandra,
Yeah.
the bard that you first meet in Leverin. She's
Yep.
also in number 2, but she don't appear till the end.
Okay.
She's also one of the main heads in the Inquisitor.
Right.
Then you've got the 2 dwarves,
Oh, of course.
the father and son, adopted son thing of I forget the names.
Sandal!
Sandal and his father, whatever it is, who just goes enchantments or sells you stuff.
Yeah.
They're the only 3 that I know make it through all games. Oh, and I believe Flemeth makes it into number 2. I don't think she makes it number 3.
What about Mrs. Chantry Assassin Woman?
No, that's the woman from Lion. That's Lysandra.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
Because she's in number 1 as the bad, and then in number 2 you find out she's the head of the Inquisitors,
Yeah,
and then in number 3 you're working with her,
I see.
because that's when it's Dragon Age Inquisitor.
Yeah. So, which origin you running this time?
The original, the first.
No, I meant which character's origin
Oh.
are you running?
Because as I pointed out to you, there's not much to do with human, so I've gone human noble. The only thing you can do when you want to be a warrior or a rogue. I am a warrior, human. I seem to
Human noble.
just go straight to that class, and I hate the fact when you pick warrior as your first class, it automatically goes your first ability. It always unlocks at least one ability for you straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And after that, you get to pick your other 2 abilities that unlock. I'd like to know, why does it pick your first ability when you may not want a sword and shield?
No, you're a warrior. You must wield a sword and shield.
No, I want a two-handed blade.
2 swords. 2 shields.
Yeah, do.
2 shields. Just walk in. I've got 2 shields. Just
You
make
defend-
it to spike.
Yeah, you
Just
defend
fucking-
with one. You
Just run
bonk with
head
the other.
first. Just run head first at the enemy with 2 shields in front of you. It's like, Leroy!
To be honest, you probably win purely on the fact that you're freaking them the fuck out.
You look like Captain
Wait,
America in
some of the characters
Infinity
you
War.
get in it
Yeah.
annoy me as well. It's like, Alistair comes with his full equipment. That's fine.
Yeah. Fair enough.
When you get Stan, he gets no equipment, so you have to make sure you have equipment for him. Or he's just going to sit there trying to punch things to death.
Yeah.
And then, when you get Lysandra, all her abilities that she's unlocked are for bows. Yet, she only has a dagger.
Yeah.
It's like... But then, the most OP-est thing you can build in all of the Dragon Age, by the way, is an archer.
Really now?
Yes. They are the most squishiest thing, but they're the first thing that can hit 100 damage with a single shot.
Right.
And they are more often to hit crits because of certain ways you can spec bows. Well, find bows specs where they have like almost 100% crit chance. So it's like, ka-dink! Oh look, I hit 1,000 off this enemy, and I just got the achievement for hitting 100. Let's go. But yeah, bows are one of the most OP'est things in that game. So I try to avoid using them at all costs.
Oh, don't you want to just ruffle stomp through the game?
Well, in the first game I played, I tried Archer. It's the most hardest thing to start off as, by the way. So what I tend to do is I play as another character while my main character sits in the background shooting himself.
Shooting himself?
The computer controls him. The computer controls him. The NPC controls him while I control the other character. And right at the end of the game, this is the first time I ever played. I 2-shot the boss at the end. Right at the end of the game, just went pew pew done. Don't get me wrong. I was playing. I think the first time I ever played was Easer, and I did just literally do everything and anything I could find. Because Dragon Age is one of them things. You need someone with a bit of everything.
Yeah.
To be able to get everything in the game, you need to make sure you've got a thief. You need to make sure you've got someone who can speak to people. You need to to be honest, you need to make sure your main character can speak to people because he's the only one who speaks to anyone else.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure he's good at lying, pressure, and everything else. So he's good conversation. You need someone who's good at combat, so mainly Alistair or Stan. Then you need someone who's good at thievery, someone who's good at potions. Because half the time you always find someone who goes, I need this being made, but you need to be like this level potion maker for it. And if you do not have that person on you, or they do not have that level, you cannot pick that up, and you just basically go, sorry, I can't help you, and you cannot get that quest again.
Ugh.
Which is a bit annoying, especially in the first one. I don't think number 2 had that much of an issue with it.
I'm so glad you finished that sentence off, because for a second I thought you were just going to say Dragon Age 2 didn't have that much.
To be honest, Dragon Age 2 seemed like a shorter story to me.
Mm-hmm.
But was a better told than Origin.
Yeah.
Origin had loads of stuff to do, and the story was all over the place. While Dragon Age 2 was very linear.
Linear?
Yeah. It was very linear, and it was a better story told. Inquisitor, they tried doing both, I feel. I really can't remember what happened in Inquisitor that much.
You travelled down open world maps.
There's so much you can miss in Inquisitor. Because you don't have certain people at certain points. Or you have to go from one side of the map to another point with a certain person. It's like, but I went there the first time to find out that I needed this certain person. I'm not doing it fucking again.
And yet?
I don't normally do it.
Fair enough.
Inquisitor is one of them. It came to that point where I just couldn't be bothered doing absolutely everything. So, as I'm taking my time through Dragon Age Origin and doing the DLCs for Dragon Age Origin as well, I will do again Dragon Age 2, absolutely find everything, smash everything, and Inquisitor actually do absolutely everything.
And you'll be ready
to do it all again because, I was about to say, do it all over again because Dragon Age fall might not be coming again.
Yeah. So, well, you're having fun there, Steph, and that's a good thing. That's the
You say that's a good thing.
Make
My game crashed
BioWare's
at the same point twice in the last 2 days, and then I got past it today, and it was like, thank God for that. So Dragon Age Origins still has the bug every now and then where if you've done certain things before you go to a certain area, it kind of crashes and goes, no, go back.
Oh, BioWare, you silly people.
How old is Dragon Age Origin nowadays?
Let's have a look. 2000 and... It came out with like sort of Xbox 360 style, didn't it? So, 2007?
2009, release date.
Wow.
November.
Pretty older than I thought it was. Or
You said
younger than I thought it was.
2007.
Sorry,
Hard to say.
yeah. But, well, it's nice to see you sort of having fun with it again. And we'll hope that you'll get the Dragon Age 4 that you want. I mean, if not, at least you get Dragon Age 4. Maybe. Wow, I wasn't expecting that to kill the conversation that dead, to be honest.
I'm sorry, I'm just
Good
watching.
dead, man.
I'm watching a little preview, I think, of History of the Dragon Age Origin, which I've never seen before, and I've never seen the cut screen that it's actually doing, so I don't know what it's from.
Well, the game came out. There's the history.
But best thing is, this came out 10 years after the game released.
Well, it's someone's video, isn't it?
I just want to know where that video's from. Like, it's like the game footage. Well, not game footage, but game, what do you call it? Cut screen.
Mm.
But I just don't know which one it's from. I think it might be from Inquisitor, to be honest.
Oh, that's really classic then, isn't it? Here's this to show you the history of something. Here's this cutscene from a game that's not even the bit that we're trying to look at.
Here's from the future games.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll move it on. Duncan.
Me.
Who?
Oh
What?
man. You know, I'm in a rut. I need to play other games because I'm just playing the same
All I do is
shit
play LOL.
week after week after week. I'm just playing so much LOL. Lately though, LOL's kind of been pissing me off a little bit.
That's because you're just laggy.
Well, yeah, but it's really not my fault. I've established this by playing other games and doing other things on the internet.
It's the internet's fault.
Well, no, we believe it's Riot's fault.
Something is
Basically,
happening between me and Riot servers that
Do you remember, Ryan,
is
when
disagreeing.
Riot had a load of issues with Virgin Media?
Yeah.
I believe they're doing that with Duncan's network now.
Oh, wonderful.
Damn you, Rogers!
Oh, Rogers.
I'm getting right Rogered by Rogers.
Oh, that could have been the
Well, at
what's
least
been
you're
played.
not
I played customer service with Rogers.
Wait,
I'll
that's
be honest,
why
I don't know what it
that's
means
why
to be
kept getting
Rogered.
disconnected, innit?
Yeah.
What does it mean to be Rogered?
Are you searching this up?
No one knows what it's like to be Rogers.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
that's definitely not what was happening to me.
Oh.
Or, maybe a certain version of it. But anyway.
I'm looking this up.
But anyway.
The whole point is it sucks. I hate it.
Yeah.
For a man has been.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. But, anyway. So, yeah. League of Legends has been terrible. I've been lagging really badly to the point, it's at times it's not bad, and at other times it's, like, unplayable.
I'm going to blame the season.
Things are just going real bad with LoL. So, I've been looking to other places for entertainment. I've been watching a lot of YouTube. Lately I've been getting back into Fire Emblem a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Playing 3 Houses on my own file. Not the, as opposed to the Let's Play file.
Not the Better Together file.
Yes, I've recently been... What was I doing? My brain's dead. So anyway, they're in this game. There's a special class, a special promotion you can get for male mage characters.
Okay.
Called the Dark Mage, and eventually the Dark Bishop.
Ah, of course.
But you can only get these things. You can only do these promotions using a special item called a Dark Seal.
Ah.
And there's exactly one way to get Dark Seals, in the game, which is
Okay.
to
Find them in the ocean.
you either defeat or steal them from a character called the Death Knight, who is aptly named.
Or is he just that one that just sits there and...
Yeah, well, in the one mission he just sits there, but in other missions he moves.
Oh,
And
that's a bit more threat.
bit more of a threat, yeah. So defeating the Death Knight is really difficult, nearly impossible, in fact, especially in the early parts of the game.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to figure out how I could, get the Dark Seal from him.
Mm.
And at one point I threw my entire team and used every gambit I had at my disposal. Gambits are basically special abilities where you can do damage to enemies from afar and also apply some kind of special ability, and enemies can't counter them.
Right, okay.
So I thought, okay, well, if I attack him from literally anywhere, on the entire map, he can counter me because of his special ability. He has a 200% crit chance, so every time he attacks me, I die instantly. So I have to use these abilities to get him. I threw every single gambit I had at him. I got him down a third of his health, and then I just died.
Boo.
And then I realized there's actually a really, really simple way of getting a Dark Seal off of him that I just totally overlooked this entire time.
Oh, yeah?
So you can steal items from people if you have a higher speed than them, and you have a thief character,
Right.
which is
Sounds plausible.
which is only useful if you can steal and then escape from someone.
Okay.
So initially you run into the same problem as just fighting him straight up, because once you steal from him, it's he's a mounted unit. There's no way that thieves are not mounted, which means you can't run away from him.
Mm.
So what I did,
The inevitable.
but there's a really simple way to fix that problem, to circumvent that problem, because all you have to do, because the Death Knight is not a required fight, at least not in the early parts of the game. I don't know if he becomes required later, but in the early parts of the game, when you can't kill him, obviously he's not required to defeat at this point in the game. So all you have to do is steal from him and then complete the mission on the same turn. Defeat the enemy leader or what have you.
Right, I get you.
So that's what I did this morning. I stole a Dark Seal. I finished the mission. I'm like, yeah, now I get to promote my guy to Special Dark Mage.
Sweet.
So I guess the next time I see the Death Knight,
steal
I'll
a seal.
employ the same technique. And it part of me was kind of disappointed that it was that simple. Obviously I was relieved that it was easy, but part of me was I went to bed last night just coming up with plots of how I could figure it out. I was okay, well, if I send in a unit, steal it, and then I warp that unit away, and then I recall the person who warped her using a rescue ability, I can possibly get away from him with it before he can kill me. And then I realized I could just be oh yeah, just kill the enemy commander. You win, GG. Oh, okay, well, fair enough.
Sounds like you had the Always Sunny in Philadelphia conspiracy board for your ideas of how to defeat him, and then just went, wait.
It's just do it this way.
Yeah.
It's it's actually I would compare it more to the Emperor's New Groove, when Yzma's coming up with a plan to assassinate Cusco.
Yeah.
It's I'll put this box. It's first I'll turn him into a flea, then I'll put him in a box, then I'll put that box in another box, then I'll mail it to myself and I'll smash it with a hammer. Or I could just use poison. So, that works too.
Clever. Sweet. So, we've had Dragon Age, and the slow realization that BioWare may not be knowing what they're doing.
That's not slow. That was already noticed. Well noticed beforehand.
Yeah, I guess. But then we've had Fire Emblem Three Houses and the slow realization that Duncan had the answer in front of him, which is good.
It all came together, just like a good plan,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Another Emperor's New Groove reference. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah. And then then there's me, who realised he installed something on his Game Pass months ago and never bothered playing it, so he started today. I played Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. It's what people are considering as a spiritual successor to Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, the platformy RPG style Metroidvania games, as made popular by, of course, the combination of Castlevania and Star Wars.
Yeah, and Pokemon.
Yeah. No, Metroid, obviously.
Metroid. Bow.
Yes.
Da-da-da-da.
Specifically, Metroidvania
Da-da-da-da.
came in through what? It was a combination of Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night were the big key ones that made the Metroidvania genre a thing.
In
So,
dibbly-doo.
Yeah, so played this game that was kickstarted years ago to make this Bloodstained successor, and I like it. Your main character is a character called Miriam, a woman who was left in a slumber for 10 years after being tinkered around with some crazy alchemist scientist dudes that give her some sort of crystal properties to take on demons.
So we got alchemists tinkling with random maidens. Coming back. Sounds like a right Rogering.
Yeah. No, it turns out the storyline's like demons bust through in like Industrial Revolution Europe. They bust through hell, and these alchemists decided the only way they could deal with them is to meld some crystals inside some humans and sacrifice them all so they could seal the underworld up. Obviously, things went according to plan. They didn't. And 10 years
later...
later...
do.
Yeah,
rituals...
They do.
Crazy demon rituals never go quite right.
That's
sometimes
correct.
Sometimes they'll like initially start going right, and then they'll just fall apart at the end. Other times just be like, nah.
Yeah. So, there were apparently only 2 survivors of this shard binding process who weren't sacrificed, and one was called Gabble. Yes, that's how it's actually pronounced. It looks like Gable, but it's not. It's Gabble. And his sister, Miriam, who didn't get sacrificed purely due to the fact that she suddenly ended up in a 10-year coma. How coincidental.
How
yeah. So, you control Miriam, who now turned out that her brother has now done the dastardly and has brought back the demons in the form of a giant castle that has definitely not come from the Castlevania games.
No, it came from Disney World.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I mean Disneyland.
No, that didn't happen either. But still.
Indeed.
Really, right, we're going to let the podcast know on this. Shard binding, more like shard binding, eh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's take a screenshot, Dunk.
So you go through the castle, take down your evil brother who's decided to bring back the demons because he was annoyed that the humans turned him into some crazy monster thing to try and save the world. And you go and do it with your abilities. However, the storyline is that your abilities are now progressing at a rate that makes you a corrupted human being quicker than normal. But it means you get to use really cool spells and shit. So, power, responsibility, balance. I can cast a giant fireball that goes across the room, or a giant drill sword to come from my chest. So, it's a bit better. But other than that, it's so far so Castlevania, is what I was trying to say there. You go through rooms, one giant map. There are save rooms that restore all your health. There are tons of monsters which respawn every time you go from different room to different room.
Still
you gain experience. You have health. You have mana. If you die, you lose.
Sounds
Usual
like
stuff.
Sounds like classic Ripiga elements.
Yeah, classic Ripiga, classic Metroidvania. I think David Hayter's in it though. Good old Solid Snake himself. I think. I may be talking bullshit though. Yeah, there's a samurai called Zangetsu.
Of course there is.
There's always a samurai called Zangetsu.
Yeah, so I just want to have a look. No, there we go. Voice actor English David Hayter. Of course it is. You cannot get away from that voice. He just which I've heard him speak normally, and he doesn't speak like that.
Oh, you don't say. He's saying the voice actor doesn't always sound the same in his day-to-day life.
What I mean is, like, the David Hayter man, and, he's fine, as he is, but it seems that every character he voices is gruff.
It's what?
Yeah, gruff. But, yeah.
Metal Gear.
I can't do it with the cold. Metal Gear.
You couldn't do it before the cold.
I could do it better. But,
I like Ryan's like, Metal Gear.
Yeah. Metal Gear? God, imagine Solid Snake if he was just like, some sort of anime 10-year-old instead. Metal Gear?
Imagine him more if he sounded like fucking Donald Duck.
I will take out my brother. Okay, now he sounds more like Gollum.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What do you think I can't? What do you think? I'm one of those guys who could just do a Donald Duck impression?
Yeah.
I need at least
tried.
60 more years of smoking to do that.
Yeah. But now
So
it's
a good
more if he
way
was
to
like
get a good Donald Duck thing is breathe in helium and then just make it really like croaky almost.
Ah,
It
sure.
kind of sounds pretty good as Donald Duck.
We could just get Joe Pasquale to do it.
Can we just not hire Donald Duck himself?
Donald Duck isn't right. Donald Duck isn't actually a person you can hire. It's not like
Yeah, he
That's
is. He
what
lives.
Twitter
He
said.
lives at the Disney Castle in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Or Disneyland in Paris.
Look, and his name's not actually John,
has
and he's got a,
Donald Duck's rich. He has a few different homes.
Yeah,
Throughout
and
the
don't forget
clue.
he's got his Uncle Scrooge,
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Oh, well.
who kills himself every time he jumps into that giant vault of coins.
Hold on, that's...
We all know that Scrooge McDuck is a demigod and is invulnerable to harm.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has the ability when he touches gold, it turns to liquid around him.
Wait, hold on. So he's a weird alchemist. Everything that's gold that he touches turns to more gold.
No, it turns to gold liquid.
Uh,
That's how he can swim through the coins.
Fair. I like
It
how we
turns
got
into
to
liquid
from...
as he goes through, and then as he stops touching it, they just turn back to coins again.
Yeah. I love how we got to sort of to Scrooge McDuck from David Hayer. God, we know how to do 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, don't we?
Oh, I'm sorry, we've had conversations before, and we're going, why are we talking about this? And it goes, well, it started from this, I think.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, that's
but we've
true.
been talking about this for about 4 hours now.
Yeah. So yeah, the game's also difficult, which is nice. I spent 3-4 times trying to take on the first boss and died. Since then, however, things have got a little bit easier. Got to the third boss and I just stood there and it killed itself. It was great. So yeah, I'll play more of that and probably get to the end of it.
Sounds very
This
nice.
Or do I get to the inverted castle? Yeah, because that's a thing. Again, not stolen from Castlevania. I know it was the same developer who made it, mind, but
It got stolen by
come
Disney.
on. Anyway, let's move on from Disney and Castlevania, because we'll move to... Here's something Ryan's going to rant about today.
News time.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. So, last week's news, happened. As always, happens as I bloody upload the podcast for the previous week. So, I've been looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake, like a lot of people.
I know about this. You've already told me about this.
Yeah. And, I was alright slightly on this. So it came up. I've put an article from Eurogamer on there, but you could see it anywhere in the world because everywhere bloody announced it. The Final Fantasy VII Remake was due to be out on March the 20th, and it's now coming out on April the 20th instead, being delayed by a month. At the same time, Marvel's Avengers, the video game, has been delayed until sometime.
Forever.
Hopefully.
Somewhere with Dragon Age.
Yeah, in the Nether realm. So, so that happened. And then I was like, oh, right, that's fine. Gives me more time to finish Final Fantasy X-2, and then set up my PlayStation so I can actually record Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, yeah. So I was doing that, and I was speaking to my workmates, and they all turned around and said to me, it's like, yeah, but Ryan, Cyberpunk 2077's coming out in April. And I was like, shit. Because I want to play that game. I've played The Witcher, CD Projekt Red do good games, everything's fine, it's all great. 24 hours later, Cyberpunk 2077 delayed by 5 months.
I don't think Cyberpunk was delayed. I think they were just scared of going against Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, wait, hold on. What? Cyberpunk was scared going against Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It would have been the other way round. Clearly, nostalgia only goes so far. But we get there and it gets delayed. While I'm then happy on 2 occasions. 1, I can carry on doing the Final Fantasy VII Remake plans that I wanted to do, and 2, because it comes out in September, I could finagle people for getting it as a Christmas present, birthday present.
Aha.
Everything was looking up Ryan. And we were like, oh, good. CG Projekt Red didn't need to resort to crunch to get the game out for April. They were just going to delay it, take the time, everything's great, and bring it out in September. So, yeah. And let's see, behold my disappointment when I see then that the next day they are having an interview with various media magazines about why they were delaying the game and what they wanted to do with it and what they were promising.
Fantasy, that's what they said.
They didn't say that.
No, but that's what they really wanted to say.
Well, they did turn around and said something worse. They will be crunching to finish Cyberpunk 2077 even though it's being delayed till September. This article from PC Gamer, CD Projekt's co-CEO Adam... Where's Darius when you need him? Adam Kikinsk.
I don't know where he is, by the way.
You nailed it, man. Just like 100%.
Yeah. So, he was quoted as saying that they'll try to limit crunch as much as possible, but it is the final stage. We try to be reasonable in this regard, but yes, unfortunately the team will be required to crunch. Well, what's the point of the 5 months development, and how are you 5 months out in development for a game that was due to be coming out in 3 months' time and be in a situation where you need to crunch? You know, for those who don't know, the term crunch is given to the point where you basically get your workers in to do ridiculous hours, sometimes unpaid, in order to rush a game out for, or to get the game out for an intended release date. Crunch is generally used for when you've not got the ability to delay a game, usually due to a publisher's demand, and you basically have to force it out the door, hell or high water, by that date. People who have done crunch: Activision, BioWare, Activision, EA, Activision. Are you kind of seeing where I'm getting at? Oh, Ubisoft.
Oh, you forgot Orange.
Oh, it's EA.
Just say all their subs.
Yeah,
affects other industries too. You know.
Yeah, it does. Crunch is happening, everywhere. But you would have thought in this particular situation, the word crunch shouldn't even be necessary. You're self-publishing. Your fans have been waiting for this game for years anyway. What's an extra 5 months? They've said that themselves.
Wait, but didn't then EA said that about that Anthem when Anthem was announced, 3 years before it came out?
Yeah, except now that we look at it, we take the rose-tinted glasses that we had off.
Yeah.
What did they actually provide to us in all that hype before that game came out? Let's be honest, there was, when you actually think about it, there was probably more in the fucking E3 hype trailer than there actually was in the game itself, which is, depressing.
Which game's that now? I wasn't paying attention.
Anthem.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, CD Projekt Red, you've disappointed me. You shouldn't need to crunch. Maybe that's just me. Does anyone get any other opinions?
Yeah,
Crunch.
I'm...
The only thing that should have to crunch is Captain Crunch.
I'm pretty morally against the crunch culture. I don't, I understand, like self-inflicted crunch where it's just like, you're just really excited about something and you just kind of get consumed by it. If it's voluntary and you put it on yourself because you just really want to get something done, it's like, okay, you do you.
Duncan is the leader of the crunch.
Or if someone's been like really mismanaging their time and their resources and they've just been irresponsible and they have to meet a deadline, then it's like, okay, well, you put this on yourself. But as a general rule, I don't like it when people push themselves. It's a bad trend. It's becoming a little bit too normal. It's a little bit too normalized, and I think it's on a healthy practice. And really, it's just like, I'd rather you took the time to, complete the project at your own pace, not get overwhelmed, don't make any mistakes, don't rush it, don't hurt yourself, and just let the project be what it was always meant to be, rather than what you what you decided to settle for because you put a limitation on yourself.
Yeah.
Bless me.
Just mad. Steph?
Yeah.
You got anything to add?
I feel like I'm about to sneeze again. I'm trying to hold it in.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, it's not.
Stefan's nose is doing crunch time.
Yeah.
It's more crunch than you'll ever see.
Right.
It's like normally we move air through this nostril at a fairly consistent pace, you know. But
Yeah.
today is just like I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
push that air
Fudge.
out.
Which the nose has had to experience some sort of crunch to get the sneeze out for its scheduled date of today.
Of right this second.
It did give me its time schedule. It did say there'll at least be 2 today.
Right, so, yeah, you know what? I've decided that that's actually quite a depressing bit of news on there, so let's do one more. It's one that Steph posted, but
from
we've
last
already
Tuesday?
watched. Yeah. Again, this came out on the day that the podcast came out, and it was a nice story of gaming stuff. There was a teenager in Blighty who, was just playing a game, speaking with his friend online, and he felt a little tired. So he chilled out, moved his mic and that, and went to bed. He then started suffering an epileptic seizure.
Well, you hate to see that.
Yeah. So his friend heard the signs. His online friend heard the signs, and she called the police. Now, the thing that makes that a little different is she was playing the game with him, and she's from Texas. So she got the number for the Cheshire Police Service, because that's where the other teenager was from, Mr. Aiden Jackson. And this friend, 20-year-old Dia Latora, had phoned the police and said that my friend is suffering a seizure, and I just need you to go check on him. They did. They got to the house with a couple of dumbfounded parents who just thought he was just being quiet like a teenager does. Her words.
I'm assuming they thought he went to bed.
Yeah, they just thought he was just, there's just times where he just, go to bed, just being a bit quiet. And, it was no hard surprise when we got in, a knock on the door from a couple of police officers who said that we need to check on our son. And, he's all fine now. He's all great. And, they came on the idea, it's like, this is the good of gaming. You actually make friends with people. And if one of us has a seizure, we can contact them and everything's,
I feel like at this point, all games should come with telephone numbers for every country's police. Especially if you become friends, like, where you know where they live and shit like that. Well, you know roughly where they'll live.
That is a shitload of phone numbers, to be fair. Well, I guess it's not. Well,
think of it. All you need is the country's police. From there, they can direct you to the police that you need. So technically, you just need one number for every country.
Yeah.
And then from there, you go, okay, my mate lives in this place. And they could set it up for, the country could set it up for his one number where you dial, they phone, and the person who picks it up goes, what country, which area would you like? Which area do they live in? I don't think that would be that hard instead of the operator going, which services would you like?
The service that can get my online friend, some medical treatment, please?
Ambulance.
Yeah.
Should be happy that his friend knew where they live. No, my friend's having a seizure, someone help him. Where does he live? Somewhere in this area.
It's a good thing that. I mean, it's a cool story. I'll have to say, I don't know if that would work so well for us. It's like, God knows that Stefan has, randomly gone quiet in the middle of, gaming or recording, and we're just like, he's probably just fallen asleep somewhere. Meanwhile, he's just dead in his bedroom. It's just like, oh.
I mean,
we don't find out for like a week.
Yeah.
His parents are like, his
don't
parents
hear
come
about
out.
it.
His
Then
parents
that's when you get
check up on him in like 3 days. I was like, oh,
shit.
That's not what I was expecting to see.
Oh well.
Yeah, you're pretty buggered if you do it for me.
No, look, I don't think your parents would be on the idea that you go look at you and just go, shit, Steph's dead.
Oh, I can see my parents doing that.
So what we're saying is that from now on we need to always have webcams on when we play games?
Just in case.
Just always have a webcam on and see me snoring in my chair.
a webcam. We'll have a webcam feed, and we'll have like a little text blurb that's just like the phone number for our nearest police station or 911 services. It's like our communal life alert system.
Yeah.
I've had a seizure and I can't get up. Please call the
we want
911
all
for me.
gamers to start doing this. All streamers, everything. Especially live streamers. Live streamers must have this on at all times.
And
have
then,
their closest.
and then all of a sudden,
that's all what's going to happen is.
And then all of a all of a sudden, swatting incidents are going to increase by 12,000%.
Actually, maybe just keep it on the down low between good friends, eh? Yeah. So, anyway, that was some happy stuff that we did some jokes at our own expense for.
Well, to be honest, if you knew his full name, you could just give the police his full name. I'm sure they could probably work out where he lives from that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in
Because
this,
especially in the UK when you have to be registered, basically,
yeah,
for your residence and shit like that.
I mean, it says in the BBC article that the friend had the contact address anyway, but they didn't have any contact numbers for the house, hence why she went through the police. So, yeah, it works out. So with that nice little happy
now
ending
what you
for a
don't
story,
know is the game they were playing together are trying to find out who they are, and they're trying to ban them for giving out information.
it was Fortnite.
They should ban them for giving out personal information.
Should ban them for playing Fortnite.
That's true.
Let's
You
not
should
do that.
you should definitely ban them for playing White Noise.
Right.
For playing.
Yeah. Before we end up like becoming into another campaign of how to
How to hate.
get rid of epic free to play games. Let's wrap it up for this week's podcast. So yeah, if you enjoyed what you heard, please like, share, subscribe. We're available on YouTube and on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. There's also the channel full of YouTube videos. You've just search Immaterial Gamers. Don't go to youtube.com/Immaterial Gamers because you'll end up on my private YouTube, which is wrong.
Why is that your private one?
Don't ask. Something to do with custom channel URLs and stuff. More the question was, do you hate Crunch? And it seems to be the idea that everyone hates Crunch.
I like Captain Crunch.
Not Captain Crunch.
I think the mouth ripping of Captain Crunch is a little overrated.
Yeah.
It's
Minced beef.
fine.
But yeah. There's also the Twitter, twitter.com/immaterialgamer, the Facebook, which is facebook.com/immaterialgamers, and other stuff. And all that is left to be said there is to thank Duncan and Stefan for everything.
I have a question. When did my private YouTube channel become Masamuni113 IMMG?
That's
I don't know. You
for
probably did
you
that.
to know.
I don't think any of us have access to your account, so that would be a you thing.
Yeah.
Oh god. Stefan fell asleep and landed on his keyboard and accidentally changed his account.
There is times where I've got so obsessed with a game, I'm sure I've got up in my middle in my sleep and played it.
That sounds right.
You know when you get up the next day and you go, I want to play this, and you sit there and you go, no, I didn't log out here.
Can you imagine if you were like really good at certain games only when you were sleepwalking? You know, like what if Stefan's like secretly a pro Rainbow Six player, but only when he's sleepwalking?
Only when I sleep.
That concerns me. So you know what? That question is something we will think about for a whole week.
By the way, the only game I've ever noticed that on was RuneScape.
That concerns me even more.
This was quite a few years ago.
Professional RuneScape player.
But only
Sleeper
in
agent.
bed.
My Sleep Me has its own special account.
Wow.
It just moves me for the fun of it and then goes, now I log into me.
Masamune ZZZ.
It sounds about right.
Yeah. Right. Until next week, we shall see you then. For God's sake.
John Wick 4. Have they brought any John Wick games out? Why have I not played any?
Yes, John Wick Hex. Have a look at that and talk about it next week. We'll see you then.
Don't kill each other. And
No,
in fact, for that matter, don't kill each other. And if you see someone dying, like on a live stream, save them.
Call for
Please.
medical professionals. Bye.